Oh yeah, we saw the lemon green drip.
Okay, so is that why?
Yes.
Miss G, they do research. I was in Dubai for All Africa Festival. So I was introduced by a friend that I know. He took me to Rwanda for one concert that I was blown away. It wasn't a concert; it was like a fundraising type of, corporate settings. And since then, I've been keeping up with him, and I trust him on the stuff that he wants to put me on, because I think he's a Ghanaian in a great position that wants to support his people. So when he said this gig was going on, it wasn't really about business. It's just the fact that it was him. I had to pull up, and so that's where I was.
What's the importance of sometimes jumping on some of these international festivals and playing them?
I think it's very necessary, because you want your music to go out there. So any opportunity that you can get a chance to perform to a crowd that you're not used to, I think you should take advantage of it. Yes.
I like that bit, a crowd that you're not used to.
Yes.
I imagine standing on stage and performing to an audience, and sometimes the difficulty of an artist, the challenge is when the crowd is somewhat staring at you.
But that's how I came up, if you remember.
Yeah.
I had to always impress the crowd.
Yeah.
Because I came as a battle MC, a freestyle person. So I was used to the fact that I want to get your attention when you don't know me.
Yeah.
So I've been used to that coming up. And I think it's a good upbringing, especially for a rapper. In general, for an artist, it would be good, because now you're prepared to start from scratch every second.
Yeah.
Adom FM, I was supposed to prepare every week for every Saturday, literally.
Yeah.
So I was always trying to get...
I can imagine, you have to write, the whole week we feel the writing.
So I still find joy in finding new people that I see you guys don't know me, but you guys are about to be amazed.
You have to impress.
I love that. I actually get bored when I have my own Sark Nation in the building. They're going to get mad at this, but it's literally, there is no challenge. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I know they're going to scream. They're not even going to listen to what you're doing.
And some of them are even going to rap more than you.
Exactly. You don't say anything and they're excited. Yeah. But these people are like, who is this? I want to know who, exactly. And then I went there and there was a lot of the Emiratis, is that what they call it? And a lot of white people there as well, and then our people as well. But then I was excited about that, because these guys were, and before I left, I got all of them being involved in the performance, which is
the signature dance. I was going to go. Did you do your signature dance with them?
I had to do that.
Yeah.
So yes, I love it when it's a big challenge. Yeah.
Wow, I can imagine. It's been a journey. I don't think we can even exhaust all the conversations that we wish to have. When it comes to Sarkodie, it would never fit into 2 hours. It's impossible. But we'll be jumping into the album itself, and that's what the excitement is. It's dropping tomorrow. So he was saying
actually, technically, it's like today.
Today,
yes,
yeah.
It's midnight, so 12 is
12.
Yeah.
12. And so well. To ask regarding releasing, announcing this on social media, the usual you would have probably, the media tour on social media, I beg your pardon. You announced that you're going to go around and then have engagements with people, with media houses.
Yeah.
Yeah. What informed that?
I think that has always been a thing when a project or something is happening. So, of course, I need to get the music out there. I need to make sure that my presence is felt. So it's only right that when there's that time coming, you have to utilize the opportunity, and then also catch up with people that, if not today, I've not seen you in ages. So it's always right and nice that you have to do it. It's a must, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Okay, so now look, let's put this out of the way. Let's jump into the song. I'm just itching to go through the track list. I saw a message, a post, I beg your pardon, from you with the one about Sina. So I was like, gee, I can't wait to hear this one. Yeah. I went through the list. I saw the Countryside with Black Hole. I was like, yay, this is going to be crazy. So I know people are waiting. Let's just go through one by one. 10-track album.
Yes.
Was it specific on the number 10 songs?
No. So when I do projects, the project forms itself. I don't try to get in the space of it. So if I get to a point where I feel like I'm fatigued, this is it, then I end. Luckily, I ended on 10. I think I actually have like 2 or 3 more, but then the 10 just felt like, let me just cut it out there. And it wasn't like I deliberately sat down and said, this is what I'm going to do.
How do artists select your music for your albums? Like, I always keep wondering. Like,
everybody has their own approach. We have artists who will say, I'm about to do an album. And then they sit down and go like, this is the direction.
They theme it and all that.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
I don't usually do that. I let myself feel free and just start recording music. And by the time I realize, I'm like, I think I have a project. Because there is a mood happening and I'm tapping into the mood. So how I feel at that point is what informs the type of music I'll record. And then I feel like, I think mostly it happens when I know I have like 4 or 5 songs, I'm like, okay, I think this is a project. Then I zone into the project. But I think if I sit down and say I'm about to do a project, it doesn't normally come out well for me.
So what was the mood? What was the mood for this Jams album?
Jams is basically just enjoying life at this point. I think it was more of, I was taking trips to certain places, beautiful places. I went to Zanzibar, I went to Cape Town, I went to Mykonos, Mauritius, and some with the team, some with family. And it was just a great vibe. And I just needed sounds that kind of depicts those moments. And I was also inspired by one time, I'm about to give this away. So I normally end my day at Sky Bar.
Oh,
Yeah, that's where we met.
You catch him there.
Yes. So I go there, and then I think one night there was a DJ, female DJ, playing on my piano, and I was sold. I know I'm a piano, but that was a night where I was like,
Enter your boom.
I understand that the whole buzz about it, because back to back I'm a piano. If you sit through that session, trust me, you're gonna love it. And then that also kicked in. I was like, let me just call all these producers and ask them for this type of vibe. And then yes, I started getting productions, and then it created itself.
Looking at you've done projects that are themed before, put out a lot of singles as well. For the jams that you're bringing these kind of positive vibes as a project, right? There's a lot of names that people would have expected that will make you feature this person, bring this person, bring jams there, call this person. I want to know the intentionality behind these people. If there's a reason behind why these are the features we are seeing, because there are other, I'm not going to mention any names, but obviously, especially Sark.
Can I add to the question?
They are going to mention.
The thing is that everything you do, let me just be blunt. Everything you do, people feel that there's a badass strategy to it. This is Sarkodie just cracking his brain and saying, you know what? No, 2 times 5 of oxide would give me. So is that the case? There's science to everything.
What's the science to these features?
Nah.
Or the feeling carry you?
Exactly. I like the fact that people actually feel like that about Sarkodie. That tells you that maybe you're on a path where people don't believe that it can just happen organically. This is something that you had to plan. There are things that I plan that has to do with business. Yes, that one you can go with feelings. Business is a structure that you have to go with. But I think the art itself, I think you can go based on being organic and just creating music. And what happened was, I'm good at knowing the vocals that will sit on certain projects. Some I know it's going to be very hard to be able to get. Some I know they're like arms away that I can reach them. So I think it was mainly just the people that I could get, and I knew that they were going to kill the project. And then
saying people you can get, is it difficult to? I mean, for you,
yes,
difficult to get some people.
It's not difficult to get a person, but sometimes they are in a situation where it's difficult to be able to get clearance for it. Because this is the business side of it, which is a bit. I think my brother would know how that goes. It's a whole lot. I am an independent artist, so it's easier when Miss G gets a verse from me, and then she wants the clearance. It's gonna be quick because I would just say put it out, and I don't have to report to anybody. But then there's certain artists. I'm not saying that's not shade though. I'm just saying people have structures that it takes a long time. It's stressful.
The structures kind of interfere with the creative process.
Me and Serial can do a great record, but now when it's time to release it's a whole.
We are not ready.
Management say this, and I say that.
Exactly. So now that can also stop something great from happening. But I make sure that people that I use, I don't have to go through that stress.
I am intrigued by what you said, that you've been traveling around and that influenced some of the things that you put out in music. It's out of that, I want to know whether you're always recording on the go, or you carry those memories back home with you, and then you enter one particular studio, or you carry your equipment with you wherever you go, and you feel like the vibe.
In his house.
Many other places to record.
So I want to know, because if you're in Zanzibar, there's a feeling that you have your recorder, everything with you.
So with recording, I think I just had to come to a harsh understanding that it's been very difficult for me to record outside Ghana. I do record outside Ghana, but the energy is different. I can stay in London for like 2 months and I'll not be inspired to write.
Wow.
So I think what you said, what you said, I didn't think about it, but that's true. I carry the memories along without even knowing. So I'll come back and then I'll go like I was on a boat on the ocean in this place. But I didn't write at that point. Then I come back home and then the beat is playing and I have those memories and I start writing. I think there's something about my home that gives me the vibes that I need, even if being in Ghana.
Does it have to do with family? Or it's just a setting at home?
It's Ghana.
Okay.
It's Ghana. Like if I'm in Ghana, I write my best. I don't think I've written any big record outside Ghana. I don't think so.
Wow.
Doesn't that interfere with collaboration? Like somebody needs you on a joint.
Exactly.
But the way your schedules day.
So this has been one big challenge I'm trying to work on. for the past 3-4 years, I've not been able to. I used to do on the spot in the studio, and I know you know that. Like, you give me a beat and I start writing. For a minute, no. I need to sit with a record. I feel like I need to challenge myself, because when I write on the spot, I will go with the first thing that I thought about, which could have been better if I give myself time. So what happens now is I can get a great opportunity to be in the studio with a lot of people, and so sometimes I only write so that the person can give me the hook, and I'll go and work on the record. Because sometimes you need your energy to just sing. So I don't do that whole on the spot thing no more. I need to take my time, because if you, as you said, you're doing this for a very long time, so you're likely to sound like something that you have done previously. Yeah. So
you see what he did to this guy. Is it the Kenyan or no, the guy that rapper?
We did a great record.
They were playing small. No,
I like his submission, right?
It's the boy.
Because he's talking about moving from writing verses in a session to writing songs.
That's true.
And I want to know how that has transitioned, because, like you said, you came up an MC.
Yes.
And MC is all about verses. It's all about verses. You're 16, then you close.
Exactly.
But now you are putting out projects. You have to think about the song, the feature. How hard has that transition been? Because, like, I've known you forever, right? And I've seen the whole growth. You have moved from, this is a hard verse, to let me do a good song.
A good song, true.
How has that progression been?
I think it came as a necessity. It wasn't like I had to change. You feel it. You know, you see that, listen, you are at the point where you've moved from N1 to actually going to the real NBA. You can't be doing stunts at this point. Because doing stunts is there. As you said, on the spot, I'll come up with a verse, everybody's going to freak out, oh, that was so sick. And after 2 weeks, you don't want to listen to it again. But listening to a song for 3 minutes, people think it's easy. But it's very hard for somebody to keep a song on for 3 minutes and listen to and not skip. It takes a lot. That is when... I don't want to use the word dumb it down necessarily, but sonically it has to appeal to the ear, because there could be a hard bar, but then it's not worth listening to for a very long time. You know, so we have the freestyle time, but then when it has to do with the music, I have to take my time. And it's been a feeling. So the same thing. It wasn't hard. It wasn't like, oh, I'm supposed to change. I just felt it. The only thing is, it sometimes makes me feel like, have I lost it?
I know, that's why once in a while they give you some freestyle.
Exactly.
Because it's like drag.
So
your system inside, but let it out.
There was a point where, because I know myself, that I used to just write freestyles like a week. I'll do a lot. And now I take a pen and a paper. Everything I say I don't like. And I'm like, are you losing it? Is it? But it's not that. I just got to realize that you are somebody who wants perfection for yourself. And that's the only reason why you don't want to fall for what people think you're supposed to do, but you think about yourself as an artist and what you're supposed to present.
Now, I look at the album and I see a lot of the features has got to do with people who are singers.
Yes.
You know, and Lenny had a conversation recently with one rapper. I don't want to mention his name so that it doesn't look like we are referring to him. But he said in that conversation that, you know, you need, now it's moved from the days where rappers were needed by singers to make a hit song. Now it looks like rappers now need singers to make a hit song. And I was thinking through it, is it true, or is just the fact that people want to jam now? Is it true that now every rapper would need a singer to get a hit song?
So I know you don't want to mention the person, but the person meant that it was the other way around.
He said before now, rappers were needed by singers to make hit tracks. So because rap was an in thing at that time. But now choruses have become the in thing. And now it looks like every rapper, because he was trying to defend why he put a singer on his track, and it looked like the singer had what's the word to use? Overshadowed him.
Owned the record.
Yeah, so he said, well, that's the phase we are in now. You need more singers to have your song out there.
I think
Amrado said that. I've choked.
I think it has been like that to me. I don't think it was the other way around. I think it has been like that because from the days of, Obrafour, yes, we are doing hip life that caters to a certain crowd. But I think singing always cuts across. Singing actually is what we term as music, technically. Rap became a subset of music. So it came along with it. So if you think about it, chords, stretching your vocals is actually what people tend to see as music. And rap came and we had our own core following. So the people that actually listen to a song like Illuminati are not the same people who are going to listen to Adonai. But then Adonai is going to bring me the cash. So now if I want to go into that circle, yes, you need...
you need the bridge.
Yes, you need the bridge. And for the overshadow thing, I've noticed that. So what that means is if you're a rapper and you want to put a singer, like a song like Painkiller, which is dominated by Runtown because his hook is the biggest thing on the record. I was able to still shine because I put in a lot of work personally as Sarkodie. So you don't come on as a rapper trying to tap into Runtown's fame. So you as a rapper have to work 10 times harder than a singer
to leverage.
Because in Afrobeat, not to brag, but I think you can look around and count so many rappers in Afrobeat that's dominating. There's rappers in Afrobeat, but I'm talking about dominance. And being a name that would be considered if you're having a big concert. You know, I had to work 10 times harder. But then you can't take away the fact that hooks is based on singers, and they do the best.
10 times harder with kids running around in the house and writing verses must be a very daunting task to make it happen, and being a father. So we'll touch into all that. For you as well, who sent us tweets on our Ask Sark, we'll just jump into the questions later on. But let's enjoy some music though. Now let's talk about the album. Let's go from track to track, and run through all the 10. Let's put the artwork on the track list on the screens. By the way, beautiful artwork, I must say. It was very simple, straightforward. I mean,
very mature.
Yeah, very matured, if you ask me. So,
but do you understand why it was like
so
that?
No, tell us.
You guys don't have any sheet like that here.
What? That why?
Like normally, that's how they present to you guys when you have to do a lineup, whatever you guys are doing. Your production team gives you stuff
program lineup.
Playlist. That's a sheet like that is what you guys
right.
So that was the inspiration.
So you themed it like that.
It's a playlist. It's not a track list. So it's like I'm giving this playlist to Miss G.
Okay.
That was basically the idea.
You know, when I saw the A list, right, it made me feel like a cassette. You know, A side, A and side B.
There's a B side though.
Oh, really? There's a B side.
There's a B side, but it's not now. It's not coming out now. Like
interesting.
So the B side will also be another album in total.
I don't know if I have to name it an album because I don't even name this an album. It's a playlist.
Wow. Yeah.
Where have you moved from? You know, like the way you say, I don't name this an album. It's like you've moved from naming things albums, EPs. You just give it to them.
Yes, what it feels like is how I want to address it because this didn't feel to me like a typical Sarkodie album. I know the type of songs that's going to be on there, and I don't think there was enough of a Sarkodie type of album on that. And this just felt like songs that if I'm listening to Jay on the radio, I would want to listen to and not skip, and that's how it felt. So it felt like a playlist. That's
so
what
does this mean you've moved from the Sarkodie we know from the old album?
No. It's always a feeling.
You sure?
Yes. Because I only turn around to do other stuff when I'm fatigued about one thing. So I did Mary because I was tired of listening to what I was doing, and then I was frustrated. I needed something. I needed a challenge. So when I do that, then I refresh my mind, and I can. I was saying that.
Just saying that upstairs. Yeah.
When you guys were playing Vibration, and I was listening to it, I was like, "Nah, I need to go back to this because now I'm refreshed."
Yeah, you're ready for that again.
Exactly.
Yeah, that energy.
You did mention a Sarkodie type of album, right? Now, in defining that yourself, what would you say that is like? I'm tying that into when you dropped this playlist. People kept saying that the caliber of features that you have on it are quote unquote, not at your level.
Below Sarkodie.
Exactly.
Yes.
So how would you define that?
A typical Sarkodie album, I think, is I know the sounds that Sark Nation likes. I try to cut across. I'm a greedy person when it has to do with music. I try to touch all music lovers. I don't want to leave anybody out. But if I want to do a typical Sarkodie project, I don't think general music lovers are even going to notice. I dropped the album because it's not the type of songs that will get to them.
It's not commercial.
Exactly. Original, Illuminati. If you come to Rapaholic, that's when you're going to appreciate songs like that. Married to the Game, those type of records. But if you want Azonto Fiesta, Painkiller, Lucky, those are different. So a typical Sarkodie album will be Sark Nation focused. Yeah. And also with features, I think we are in an era where we are being sold the whole idea of, yes, you do a song with this person and this is, which is good because you want to reach out to like bigger audience and all of that. And I think, yes, there's a point where you get to, it's only right that people expect that you do more. And I'm okay with that, with the challenge, because I put myself in that position. But at the same time, we're dealing with the business, there's structures to it. And that's what I said in the beginning. My song with Gigs, do you know why it's called Round 2? Because there was a Round 1. And the Round 1, the guy that produced it, if I tell you who produced the record, you freak out. But then we're done with the record and I want to release it. Guys, the issues that came with it. And it's just because I'm an independent artist. So organically, I can do songs with a lot of people. But then how to put the project out is going to be an issue. And to just take all that hustle out, I still have to do with what I have. So that's what has been happening. There's been songs that I have that I still have to listen to it by myself. I can't release.
Wow.
Yes. So it's that hard. It's the business side of it, which is a problem. But I wouldn't deny the fact that there's expectation from Sarkodie, and I think it's only right.
Right.
You can
But
imagine.
just on that, isn't
We'll have
also
to go
for
to
me,
the
before we
songs,
go,
so
it's not
we'll
just
never
about the
finish the song
album.
list.
For me, it's also I thought that is Sarkodie appreciating young talents. I think over the
That too.
period, that's what it looks like to me. I see him.
But you know what? As I said, everything about me, it could be good, it could be positive and negative. I like organic stuff. So if you listen to, there's a song on there called 1 Million Cities featuring Ink Boy. Nobody has an idea who the boy is. I was in Nigeria. I had a bunch of superstars in the building, my apartment. Fino was there, Joe Boy, Mastercraft, Rexy, everybody. And then we created the beat, and I heard some kid in the corner making melodies. I was like, who's that? Yo, bro, let me hear. Where is that sing? I'm like, that's the hook. And then the guys were like, but you know you can get, because my friends, if you reach out to this, I'm like, no. It's the music. I don't care about who sang it. You know, I actually have one artist that we have like 2 songs, and to date I'm not still comfortable. I feel like we could have done better. So I'm not really about, you have to drop it. You know, it has to be the record. So I'm moved organically by the music first. And if it happens to be Michael Jackson, then yes, that's good. But then the first thing is who is going to do it. I swear, if I'm here and Miss G comes up with a good chorus,
It will be the next song.
That would be it.
Miss G, that's your cue.
I have
That
to
is your cue.
Like, I'm not gonna go like,
already dressed for the game, bro.
How is it gonna sound? Because people don't know Miss G. I don't care about that. The song sounds good and it's gonna make it. Yeah.
And then who knows? I mean, that person might be the next big thing. You know.
Exactly.
Let's get the track list now, A-list back on the screens now, and then let's just do a quick run through them and understand the stories behind one. At least we've gotten one now. That was with Ink Boy, right?
Yes. Ink Boy.
Yeah, we've got one now, but we'll still get into details on that. But let's get the Jams track list back there. I saw the video you did post with the making of the album cover.
Yes.
The guy, who was the guy who did it?
I forgot his name, but that's
it was dope. It was deep. It was deep. Okay, so
There are credits down there though. So.
Yeah, okay, let's kick off with the credits, all right? Yeah, it's way down there. So, executive producer, of course, KG Spio. Who's KG Spio?
That's my business manager.
Oh, okay. All right. And then yourself, art direction, A&R direction. Okay, so KG Spio, recording engineer, Posse G.
There.
Yeah, mixed by you. We've been working a lot with Posse G.
Yes, we had to update that anyway because MOG also did a lot of mixing.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Mixed by STG, Young Uche Chukwu. He's Nigerian, right?
Chukwuemeka. Chukwuemeka.
This is the part that I get lost in. I have to read just the same way you're doing because I wasn't part of the whole process. So.
Okay, I see a lot of Nigerian names in here. You engage a lot of the expertise, didn't you?
Yes. So my manager has a lot of people that work on mixes and all these things, and some happen to be Nigerian.
Yes. Okay, and that's okay. So Dolby Atmos mastering sound design. Okay, so we see names in there. Let's give shouts to them. Bayo Adeputu Nabiola Lala Olayinka.
But why is it that important that you have them on there?
I think it's right.
No, I'm just asking
Tag
because
me on your last post, please.
No, I think it's only right that when you work, you want people to know that this is your work exactly. You know,
has it been because I'm asking because it's not been something I'm used to. That's why I'm asking. Has it been this all through your career?
Yes.
Or is this just a new phase?
No.
Every time you release, I'm not talking about the official works. I'm talking about you just releasing your playlist and having to give credit on that.
Like what I did with Party and BS with Idris Elba, though the beat was reproduced by a new producer, but then the original beat that I took the inspiration from came from Mark Okrikumante. So I could have easily because he didn't produce the final work, and Mark and Zap.
Okay.
But then they had to represent because that's where I wrote the record from. So it's only right that,
It's also in recent times, in the likes of Jackie, Camido, Kelvin Boy, and them, Sina Soul have also done a lot of their mixes, engaging Nigerian producers. I mean, is it coming off the fact that, they have mastered this craft very well? And
I made a statement when we had the audio conversation about them being able to mix in Adobe Surround and all. That's what they've got there. The Dolby Atmos mastering means that whether you play it on your headphones on your iPhone or in 7.1 surround, you get full impact. That's what I'm saying.
So basically,
we are still, I mean, not to shade our local people, but a lot of the people here are still mixing in 2.1 surround. So your sound will hit for studio. Because
but
studio monitors, they pop.
Exactly.
But you play it anywhere else, and you're
That's
like,
true.
I know they play like how you hit for the studio.
That's true. You make a my days.
Don't go back.
And if you mix,
so it's big that you put that there because that's the standard. That's the world standard.
But is that the same reason what is giving that you have the Nigerians, doing that?
Honestly, whether you believe it or not, I'm just thinking about this whole Nigerian bunch. Nigerian people
yeah, I feel you.
now, like,
the business is into headache now.
And we saw it coming. That's what I'm saying, that when we had our conversation.
But see, the thing is, it's not, I don't know these people personally, right? So when I was done, I just look at sounds that I want, the type of sounds that I want. And then they said, this guy is the guy who's going to be able to do it. I'm like, get the person on board. I don't care whether he's Chinese. I just want this type of sound.
Professional.
So
whatever.
honestly, I'm just actually looking at this and seeing a lot of Nigerians. But
with that, it comes as a surprise to me to an extent, right? Now, you did mention that the credits list has to be updated because MOG, who did a lot of mixing, is not on there.
Yes.
So it takes me to my question: if you work with split sheets, because if you do work with split sheets, I don't see how there's the possibility of missing out on someone who worked heavily on it.
Okay, so what happened was, this project was done at this time. I can't remember the exact date, but it was twice mastered. So the first one, I listened to it, I thought I was okay, but there were certain records that I was like, nah. Then I made Emoji come on. And Emoji,
Right. Okay.
one secret. I listened to it, I thought I was okay, but there were certain records that I was like, nah. Then I made Emoji come on. And Emoji,
Right. Okay.
one secret.
Speak.
Exactly. So that's how it works. So sometimes so now if I have to give that guy credit, I have to update it now. So that's what happened with Emoji on that.
But these
he wasn't,
platforms,
in the beginning, he wasn't necessarily touching any of them because I wanted to say, I didn't want too much of this sounds like this
Variations and all
yes,
that.
but then I realized that the person touching certain songs, they didn't have the ear for other songs. So then I'm like, Emoji just...
But it takes a while for these stores to upload the music, or you're going to fast track.
Not talking to.
Hey, powers.
But the pipeline, different pipeline.
It just has to cut.
Get it out.
And then it's on
Get
there.
it out.
It's the highest you're talking to.
I know, right? I know. All right, let's go to the first one. I mean, Labadi, we've seen visuals on that, Sarkodie and King Promise. I mean, you pushed the gears really far onto the sixth with this one. Flying all the way to Greece, blending with Labadi. Just talk to us about it, and the Labadi and the meaning, everything to it.
This song and what you just said, just shooting this video, I asked myself, I think I put way too much into my craft, especially finances.